Are you ready to embark on a journey toward harmony and balance? Join us for our exciting new challenge, the 21 Days Living Balance Challenge on the Season of Self-Love podcast. As part of our monthly series, The Act of Balancing Life, this challenge will guide you through daily practices designed to help you harmonize your mind, body, and spirit. Whether you're juggling work, relationships, or self-care, we're here to support you every step of the way. Don't wait, sign up now to take part in this transformative experience starting October 1st. Together, we'll build a community of balance seekers ready to embrace joy and self-discovery. Visit our website or click the link in our bio to join the challenge today. Let's find our balance together.
And that's the disappointing thing when you fuck a guy for over an hour and he just go.
Did anybody recognize you from film in the industry? They did? Okay. Well, I just come and you gotta do what you gotta do.
You are such an advocate. One thing is what I love is I love seeing a lot of the beautiful women that's in the industry as sex advocates.
And I would set up crystals on their body based off of their chakra. And the crystals, what they do is if they sit long enough, they begin to like permeate through the body. They begin to expand through the body and they create a bridge.
I shot with John Q too. You know, John Q, you know, I'm the first big girl, but he did his side, you know, his side. Yeah. But
I would, and I have given my last dime to people. I've given when I should have just watched. And it's not always about giving financially. It's giving your space and your time and your energy.
So that's kind of like a 50-50 answer, what I got. That wasn't really a yes or no answer.
I think I actually would, and this is of course the therapist in me, I would be asking them, like, tell me how this is celibacy for you.
So what's first here, Anna?
I shoot them just like I would be shooting a regular female. So you don't put the emphasis on that, so it makes it more consistent with the title of being transgender
I have
woman.
a good friend. She lives here in Atlanta. I met her on a porn set. She wrote a book called From Porn to the Pulpit. Now, I won't say she was like this super... Yeah, she's my best friend. She's my best friend. Her name is Danielle Williams McCord. She wrote an amazing book called From Porn to the Pulpit. She's been preaching for 10 years now, but I met her on a porn set.
In any business that you find yourself in. Because definitely for me, like, you know, creating a product to push to the consumer, and for me, everything was consumer driven. If they didn't want it, I'm not going to make it because I knew it
felt like if we kept our head a little below the sagebrush, that we would just be able to keep on going without any interference or anything like that. But that's
like, dude, I'm sitting in like the dressing room, like just with all the 20-year-olds and 22-year-olds, 25-year-olds. I'm like, how old are you? Oh, I'm 25. I'm like, how old are you? I'm 23. And I'm like, dude, I'm 30.
Before I leave the house, I feel like the last book. You know, this is how I feel, this is what I'm thinking, you know. Now, when I get out and interact with other people, it's going to be what it is.
Right, okay.
Welcome to a podcast like no other. Get ready for insightful conversations, diverse perspectives, and a touch of inspiration. This is Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap podcast. Join your host, the dynamic Nyomi Banks, as she delves into the heart of various topics with a refreshing blend of curiosity and wisdom. Each week, tune in as Nyomi is joined by special guests who bring their unique stories and expertise to the table. It's a journey of discovery, learning, and growth. And let's not forget about the one and only dog pound Mike, adding his flavor and flair to the mix. Together, they make a dynamic duo you won't want to miss. From thought-provoking discussions to moments of laughter and joy, Ask Nyomi. Bridging the Gap podcast offers a space where great topics meet amazing guests. So, mark your calendars, set your reminders, and prepare to be entertained and enlightened. Join Nyomi Banks and Dog Pound Mike weekly for an unforgettable podcast experience. Get ready to bridge the gap, expand your horizons, and immerse yourself in the world of Ask Nyomi. Subscribe now and stay tuned for a podcast journey like no other.
Hey, my beautiful people, it's your girl, goddess Nyomi Banks here on Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap podcast. This is where we talk about love, sex, relationship, and cultural differences, and so much more while bridging the gap between them all and teaching the world on sex language, attitude, and spiritual uplifting. What's going on, Dr. Paul Mike?
It's all good, all good.
All right, what's going on, BTG crew? I see y'all in there. Hey. How was y'all week? Good? Everybody's week was good? Your week was good?
All good.
All right. Well, today we are diving into a very deeply and emotional and relatable topic, acquitted love. Well, we all been there, falling for someone who doesn't feel the same way, right? It's one of the hardest experiences to navigate, especially when that person is a close friend. Well, today's episode is inspired by a letter that we received from one of our listeners, and we're going to call him Mr. K. Mr. K is his name, who finds himself in love with his longtime schoolmate. You see, she had expressed that she only wants to remain friends, and Mr. K is struggling with how to move forward. You see, this situation opens up an important conversation about respecting boundaries, healing from rejection, and maintaining healthy relationships, even when our feelings aren't reciprocated, right? So as we go through today's show, I encourage you to think about your own experience. And maybe you have been in Mr. K's shoes before, or maybe you've been on the other side. But either way, let's talk about how we can handle unrequited love in a way that respects both ourselves and the other person. So we're going to open up the lines. Feel free to call or join the conversation online by using the hashtag Ask Nyomi Live. But before we get deep into this topic, let's take a quick break. And then we come back. I'm going to read the letter that Mr. K wrote, and I'm going to tell y'all what I said. All right. It's your girl, goddess Nyomi Banks here on Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap podcast. We will be right back.
Washington Wellness Institute focuses on healing always. Washington Wellness Institute focuses on healing always. For me, if I look good, then I feel good. If I feel good, then I share the good. If I share the good, then I celebrate the good. If I celebrate the good, then I live the good. So I can be paid to be my greatest. But I have to learn the good to be the good.
So, what does it take to be the greatest? It's as simple as a free 15-minute consultation. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
Are you ready to embark on a journey toward harmony and balance? Join us for our exciting new challenge, the 21 Days Living Balance Challenge on the Season of Self-Love podcast. As part of our monthly series, The Act of Balancing Life, this challenge will guide you through daily practices designed to help you harmonize your mind, body, and spirit. Whether you're juggling work, relationships, or self-care, we're here to support you every step of the way. Don't wait, sign up now to take part in this transformative experience starting October 1st. Together, we'll build a community of balance, seekers ready to embrace joy and self-discovery. Visit our website or click the link in our bio to join the challenge today. Let's find our balance together.
All right, my beautiful people, well, welcome back to Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap podcast. Today's topic is when love isn't mutual, navigating unrequited love and respecting boundaries. You ready for this topic, Dr. Mike?
Yes, yeah.
Are you truly ready for this topic?
Let's go.
All right, so actually, this was an emergency Ask Nyomi letter. I responded back to him last week, but I wanted to share this conversation because we actually spoke to a listener last week that kind of had sort of like the same kind of storyline to this a little bit, right? Just a little bit, just a little bit. But what I want to do is I want to read, and we're going to call him Mr. K letter, all right? And so Mr. K writes, he said, hello, Nyomi. I've fallen in love with my longtime female schoolmate, and I told her how much I love her, but she insists that we should just remain friends. The truth is that I really love her, but she doesn't show any interest. Please, Nyomi, what should I do? So I'm gonna tell y'all what I wrote to him, and then I'm gonna ask Dr. Mike, what do you think? And then I'm gonna go to y'all and see what y'all think. Well, I said, well, Mr. K, first off, I feel for you. It's hard to open your heart, especially to someone that you've known for a long time. But here's the thing. She's been honest with you about her feelings, and that's something that you need to respect. I said, while it might feel like rejection, it's really about understanding her boundaries. And the last thing you want to do is force a love that isn't mutual. It might hurt right now, but you need to let her go and focus on finding someone who can meet you where you are. Nyomi. All right, so the advice that I just gave him, do you agree with that?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Actually, I do agree with that because when it's time to move on, you move on. I guess he just got to find the way to move on. Whether he's gonna do it like, okay, if we can't be in a relationship, I don't want to see you no more. I want to talk to you, or if he's gonna do it where they can still be friends.
Right.
You know. So I guess that even determined how much he say he really love her.
Right.
You know, if you can not be willing to remain friends, or if you just gonna stop talking to her at all.
Right, right. But also this is a time that really this is where you should really do with self-care. And I think this is something that I wrote to him too with personal growth. I said, surround yourself with people who uplift you and remember that the right kind of love will come when you least expect it. All right, so listeners, what do you think? Have you ever been in Mr. K's shoes? If so, Dog Pound Mike is going to put up a link, and we're going to make this a little interactive today, a little bit more interactive as we're talking today. Because lately I've been getting a lot of letters. Lately I've been getting a lot of letters, and I'm breaking them down so we can really talk about this online. You know what I'm saying? Where we can talk about this live here on air. But this one I've been on one of the sides that a friend of mine, an old schoolmate, you know how when you in school, back in grade school, in high school, when somebody feeling you, but he was like, nah, we're just gonna be friends. You know what I'm saying? And I remember seeing this person maybe we're now in our late 20s, early 30s. I think this was like when I was going through my first divorce, after, I was going through my first divorce, and I had saw him out, and this brother grew into his looks.
Wow.
When I mean this brother grew into his looks, this brother grew into his look. And I'm assuming that I must have grew into my looks too, because it was like an attraction there, but it's like I didn't want to go there. You understand what I'm saying? I really didn't want to go there. So I got two good girlfriends. They're my sisters. They're my sisters. And I got one that's on this show to be the angel, and this one right here on the show to be the little devil, right? So you know how you go out. And I always get in trouble with this though. I always get in trouble. When I go out to the club, we used to go out every Friday night, go out to the clubs, right? I know I'm about to tell a whole long story. Yes, I am. We go out to the club every Friday night, have a good old time. When you get to drinking and you get to dancing and stuff, and you get a little horny. Well, at least I do. I don't know if I'm the only one that do that. But you do. You do. And I'm just not that type with just like a one night stand, just sleeping with everybody. And so, matter of fact, we had went on a I don't know if you want to call it a lunch date, but we have been talking a lot, our conversation, and we've been talking a lot and stuff like that. And we went out to lunch, like probably the day before that Thursday or whatever. And he said, whenever want to, kick it. But he was looking good, but we was, whatever. So I was telling my girlfriends this and feeling like, that's like, why you don't call him up? I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. The little devil over here, she was like, you need to do that. You ain't getting nowhere, no how. So I called them. We didn't do nothing that night, but what we did is we went out the next night, and we went out again, and went out again, and then we did something. And then I was like, oh my God, I shouldn't have did that. And this man really did. Like he told me, he said, I have always loved you. Like I really did. He said, I always wondered what happened to you. And I just couldn't do it. I'd rather stay friends with him. And I remember doing a topic a long time ago when I was at series about a regrettable fuck. I remember doing a show about this. And it wasn't that he wasn't good. That wasn't it. It was that I knew that that friendship would be different when we did the do. Does that make sense? I knew when we crossed that line right there, I knew it will be different for me, because I wouldn't see him as my friend again. And that was just something with me. I would just not fuck my friends. If we fuck them, we not friends no more.
Wow.
And I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. And I wasn't looking for a relationship right then, because I was coming out of a divorce. So I kind of like wanted to just be by myself. Like I really never really been single like that. And so I was trying to experience that. And I hate that I lost that friendship because of that. But I knew that, that one, I wasn't ready to be in a relationship with anyone, and not especially him, but I didn't want to, because I was still trying to find myself after that, going through a divorce. But I lost a good friendship, because I went in I can't even blame it on the devil. I can't even blame it on her. I have to say, because I just allowed myself to be vulnerable in that time with just my needs, and and I lost a friend.
I got an opposite story to that. Opposite. Good friend I worked with. We worked together for a year, and it was like I liked her. I think she liked me. And I remember I just broke up with someone, and I had an apartment and she came over. So she came over, and we was kicking and talking, and she wanted to spend the night. I'm like, cool. And me, dog, I'm finna get some. You spend the night with me, it's on and cracking. So I made my move, and she's like, no. But it's going to mess up our friendship.
Yeah.
I said, for real? I said, we still going to be cool. She said, I don't know. So we didn't do a thing. And we still stayed friends. About 2 years later, she asked me, Mike, why you never invite me over the house again? I said, you ain't fucking, we're just friends. And we still friends to this day. I mean, but why you need to come over the house? I wouldn't have no party. It wasn't nobody. You just wanted to come over the house and like kick and hang out. Oh, we go somewhere else and hang out. You ain't,
So you was a little young puppy then, huh?
but we still friends.
But I still friends. But for you, my listeners, we already just heard them, but BTG crew, has there ever been something that you guys were in? Can you relate to what Mr. K? I'm almost getting ready to say this man's name, Mr. K. Have you ever been? And be honest. Be honest. Have you ever been in that situation before? Like seriously, really? All right. So let me do. We gonna because I said unrequited love, and I know everybody. What is that? So we're gonna talk about understanding what acquitted love is. So let's start by unpacking unacquitted love. It's a situation where one person has deep feelings for someone who doesn't share the same romantic interest. And this can be incredibly painful because in many cases, the person falls for maybe someone who's already close to, like in Mr. K case, a longtime friend. So one of the toughest part of an unacquitted love is that the sense of rejection. It can feel personal, even though it's often not about us, but more about the other person's feelings and desire. So when we are in this situation, it's easy to think, what did I do wrong? But the truth is that love can't be forced. So that's just like with me in my situation, when I knew I wasn't supposed to be in there. It wasn't even about him, because it was, I mean, he was fine. He was fine. It was good. It was good. But I knew that I wasn't ready for being in no relationship with that guy, because he was a good guy. You understand what I'm saying? So knowing what I've been through in my relationships, and stuff like that, I wasn't dare get ready to put that on somebody. Why is you smiling at me?
You know something, because I know we hear this came up in the show because you said he was a good guy. Now, that the thing is, was the situation you came out was it a bad or a difficult situation?
Oh yeah, I mean, so yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. I was coming out of a marriage. I was coming out of. I was separated. I had been separated for about 6 months to almost a year. You understand what I'm saying? So in that process of it, I knew I wasn't really ready to be in no relationship, because, to be very honest, I kept dipping back over there. Remember, I was talking about them dang on late nights at the club with your girlfriends, and you understand what I'm saying? And so I kept going back, because that was good. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? So how can I try to be in, because I knew he was a good guy. You know what I mean? So why would I even bring him into my drama when I'm still trying to figure out my shit? Why is you smiling? Don't sound like over here like, all right, little puppy.
Right. Girl, you could be the dog pound crew.
I could have, but I knew that I wasn't right, and it had nothing to do with him, but it was more to do with me.
Right.
And I felt like, dang, I actually lost, a friendship after that. And I think I probably spoke to him maybe once or twice after that, and nothing else. Like, seriously. But the thing is that I know, because it was another one of my good friends that I used to work with. This was my hanging buddy. Like, I was like a wingman for him. Never had sex, nothing. Now we could sleep in the bed. Not a name you like. No, we could sleep in the bed together. It was right. It wasn't nothing. I'm telling you, wasn't nothing going on. It wasn't nothing going on. It was just mutual friends or whatever like that. Now I don't know if he was feeling me like that, but it was like, shut up. No.
Like I said, you ain't sleeping by damn thing. BGT crew, y'all tell me, is that some bullshit or not? Okay, I'm sorry.
We gonna sleep in that bed, and you just gonna sit your ass right there. He's gonna be just holding it. That's all you gonna do. But I knew then, like, okay, no, and that's a hard thing to do. It is. Man, it is.
But I was laughing before because when you said that good guy, we're gonna have a good guy finish last episode.
Don't do, because honestly, he didn't finish last. I mean, I'm good now, but it took me a minute to get here.
Get ready.
You understand what I'm saying? It took me a minute to get ready, and I wasn't the person for him. I wasn't the person for him then that he needed. He sure wasn't the person that, because I wouldn't even been able to appreciate him. I was too damaged. I can be honest with that. I was too damaged to be in a relationship with anybody else like that, on that serious note like that.
It seemed like that's what Mr. K going through though.
Yeah. When you see that old, y'all seen that old, especially if y'all was homies back in school, and you know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, she fine, or damn, he fine. Like, damn, I'm gonna try to, get with that. And I know for me, there's been some crushes that I'm like, dang, like and they looking at me, oh damn, she fine now. I was a little chocolate thing, little skinny chocolate thing running around the neighborhood, racing with the boys. I used to play with the boys in the Tonka trucks. Yes, I used to be a tomboy, climbing the trees. You know, that's beating up the boys. You know, so now that I am a woman, and I got little curves and stuff like that. So now that attraction is different, But then I don't think I will want to do that ever again. That because I did. I lost a friend, out of that. And so now even in my friends, my guy friends now I can say, nope, ain't nobody hitting that. Because I'd rather for us to be friends more than anything. And we're able to share more as being friends. Because once we go to that next level, having sex and stuff like that, that's different. That takes it a whole another place. Because now I'm looking, you gonna be either you my boo or you a trick.
Right.
And I don't want to put you in neither one. Does that make sense to y'all?
I can feel that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Because if you're a good friend to somebody, you don't want them to be a trick.
No.
You want to be just like,
No.
Then if they in love with you, they can't move on and find nobody else.
No.
And you good where y'all at.
Right. And so that's more, as I said before, that's more about me than it is more about them. Yeah. And so my next question is, have you ever been in love with someone who didn't feel the same? This is my question that I'm putting out there right now. And how did you handle it? I love to hear your story. So hit us up. Dog Pound Mike, we'll put it up there. Hit us up. So this is what we're going to do. Dog Pound Mike going to put it up, and then we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back. And then hopefully y'all give us a nice little call in, all right? It's your girl, the goddess, Nyomi Banks, here on Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap podcast, and we'll be right back. What are some common barriers that prevent people from expressing? Hey, it's your girl, the goddess, Nyomi Banks, here from the Season of Self-Love podcast.
Yeah, I would say remorse. So shame and guilt is a very dividing emotional.
And these are one of the many amazing conversations that we have every day, Monday through Friday, right here on the Season of Self-Love podcast with myself, Nyomi Banks, as well as our resident therapist, Dr. Will Washington of Washington Wellness Institute. Come by.
The reality of our relationships with people.
Come by.
And a lot of times we're afraid of how people look at us. And so that compassion can't enter.
You can hit us on our website, the Season of Self-Love podcast.com. Let me ask you this, with the truth, is it...
Are you ready to embark on a journey toward harmony and balance? Join us for our exciting new challenge, the 21 Days Living Balance Challenge on the Season of Self-Love podcast. As part of our monthly series, The Act of Balancing Life, this challenge will guide you through daily practices designed to help you harmonize your mind, body, and spirit. Whether you're juggling work, relationships, or self-care, we're here to support you every step of the way. Don't wait, sign up now to take part in this transformative experience starting October 1st. Together, we'll build a community of balance, seekers ready to embrace joy and self-discovery. Visit our website or click the link in our bio to join the challenge today. Let's find our balance together.
All right, welcome back. It's your girl, the goddess, Nyomi Banks, here on Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap podcast. Today, we're talking about when love is not mutual. It's not mutual at all. At all. All right, so let's talk about respecting boundaries and moving forward. One of the most important parts of navigating unrequited love is respecting boundaries. And in Mr. K's case, his friend has made it clear that she values their relationship, their friendship, but doesn't share the romantic feelings. And while this is hard to hear, respecting her wishes is very crucial for both of them. So respecting boundaries shows a maturity and ensures that the relationship, whether it's a romantic or platonic, remains healthy. I know it can be tempting to keep pursuing someone when you feel so deeply, but it's important to recognize when someone has given you the answer. Yes. So how do we move forward? How do we move forward when our feelings aren't reciprocated, right? And it's not very easy, but it starts with shifting our perspective. But instead of seeing it as a rejection, let's see it as an opportunity for personal growth. So the thing is, what can we learn from this experience? And how can you take care of yourself while you heal? Yeah. And then we got to think about the friendship factor. So let's talk about one of the most difficult aspects of unacquitted love is when it happens within a friendship. Should you try to maintain the friendship after confessing your feelings, or should you take a step back to protect your heart? There's no one size that fit all about the answer, but it's the key is communication. So if both people are clear about their boundaries and intentions, then it's possible to preserve the friendship. But however, it also okay to take space and if you need it. So I want to ask you listeners, have you ever confessed romantic feelings to a friend, and how did that affect your relationship? Was it better to stay friends, or did it make things worse or complicated? Again, Dog Pound Mike has put up the link right there. And you most can definitely chime in. You can share your thoughts, as well as you can drop a comment right here in the link. In our comment section right there. Do we have any comments, Dog Pound Mike?
No, right now. Everybody just sitting back and probably about thinking about the whole thing. It's about their old friends. This topic makes you think back of situations that, a lot of situations you probably didn't know if a person liked you or not. I mean, I can understand Mr. K's situation. It was kind of clear cut how he felt the thing. But what about them situations? Maybe you didn't know if a person liked you or not until down the line, and you ain't seen them in a while. They say, I was crazy about you back in the day.
Right. I mean, just that was my situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't I didn't look at him that way.
Right.
I didn't look at him that way. But when he got older, he's a grown man, into his, he just grew into his whole his cuteness. And so that attraction, it came, and instead of me saying, okay, we're going to remain, because we was really good friends in school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even through high school, we no longer went to the same high school, but we always saw each other at sporting events and stuff like that, and just in the thing. But then once I got married and went through my career and stuff like that, and kind of went on with my family, that kind of like distanced everything. And then he was successful in what he was doing, but then when we came back together, I didn't have anybody, he didn't have anybody. So it was a open opportunity but I knew what I was coming out of, what I had just came out of. And I knew that I respected him enough, at least for that end, to do that. But did I really? That's the question. But did I really respect the relationship that much, and just allow my little urges to get me caught up?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I guess in a sense, maybe you was just on the fence of like, can this become something, or is it just he's there, I'm single, he's single. Let me try and see how it feels.
It was a little horny moment for me.
There you go.
It was, but I don't think, like I said, I don't think for me, and I'm just being really honest when I say this, I don't think for me that I was being a good friend in that aspect. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Because even after that, he continued to want to be my friend, and he was understanding in that. But I just knew that that's something that I could not do, because I knew that he wanted more, because he expressed that before. So once you express that to me, especially back then, I didn't know no better. I really didn't, and didn't know how to handle something like that.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And so in that aspect that I expected, but me getting down and, with it, nah. And that's probably the closest to a one night stand that I had. In that aspect. Yeah. Yeah. So I just think about it now, like, dang, I wonder how he doing. Like, for real, just wondering how, how he is doing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's deep. That's deep. Now here's another little experience like that.
Please do share.
No, it was just like, and this was girl I went to school with, and never even noticed. I mean, cute little girl. We was young, never even noticed I was out there just doing my thing and being dog pound, young dog pound, young puppy child, you know, and never really noticed. And then like 4 or 5 years later, in high school senior year, I'm playing ball. She came to one of my games with another girl, and I just noticed like, well, I like, damn, she grew up. She grew up. She, and we kind of kicked it for a little while, nothing serious, and we did the thing, but after that, it was like I was still puppy child, so I didn't phase it. It was good, and she contacted me a little bit later, but nothing moved on. And actually after that, it wasn't even a friendship. I mean, it wasn't even more communication, But she had to tell you, she said, "Oh, I liked you for years,"
Right.
And I didn't say, "Well, I really didn't notice you." I mean, because I didn't. Very smart girl too, cute, smart, but it just like I guess that was a one night stand. It's the only time it happened, and I really didn't feel bad about it, and I don't think she did either. But we never really like communicated a lot after that.
Did it feel weird to you? So you all slept together, right?
Yeah.
Did it feel weird to you?
No.
So did it feel weird coming from her? Like why was there no contact? I mean, why was it like,
to me, it felt weird coming from her because, like, I never noticed her. We're not like we had a friendship during the times we was younger, but it just happened when we saw each other and talked and kicked it, and boom. But I never expected it because her before.
Oh, you never expect to have slept with her?
No. Because I never even thought about it. I didn't really notice her back then. Yeah. And a lot of people I didn't notice her group because I was out of that school, and then I really didn't see her much. But then if I did see her, first I didn't even recognize who she was. You was a little quiet girl I went to grade school with.
Right. So did she stop talking to you, or did you stop like calling her? Like which like where is it? Or is it just like a mutual?
It was almost like a mutual thing.
Like a mutual.
It was almost like a mutual thing. Yeah.
So you didn't blow her back out? No, I'm just kidding.
I blew the back out, but it's like we wasn't even in the same circles in a situation where I would, see her hook up and,
Let me tell you something.
That was a dog back then.
Right. If you blew that back out, she was going to find that circle.
to me, she wasn't even like no circle chick, for real.
Why did you find her the first time?
Say what?
How did you find her again the first time? Like, how did y'all
We went to school together.
Okay.
And then we reconnected when she came to one of my games, and I just saw her. I like, you saw her? And it's like, yeah, we went to. I like, wow, and exchanged numbers. I hit her up. We went to like a house party back in the day. Then we hooked up like after that, and
I got to remember back then there was no cell phone.
Cell phone. You can.
I'm thinking like, hey, why you just hit on the phone?
Right.
Back then there was no cell phone.
Hey, BG, I'm old as hell. Like I said, I went to a house party. We was at a house party. I'm old. There had no cell phone. Wasn't no damn Facebook. What was the first one? Space. What was it?
MySpace.
MySpace. No, it wasn't no MySpace.
MySpace. What was that? No, now I'm really telling my where everybody was on the phone. What was that phone? I don't know if everybody had it,
or something,
but everybody had it in. Well, it was like in Chicago, and it was like people were on the phone like a
party line.
Yeah, it was like a party line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a party line. For some reason, I never got. Like I kid you not, I don't know because we ain't really never have our phone on that long. And my grandmother wasn't playing that at her house, so I don't. I never did that. Anybody that's watching and watching right now on any one of these streaming, let me know if if y'all old enough to know about the party line, if I have anybody that's watching here just from Chicago, from the Midwest, that remember the party line phone that everybody used to be on, give me a comment in here because I really want to know.
Yeah.
And I don't think none of my girlfriends were really on that. Not, I really don't. I would definitely, once we get off here, text them and see if they were, but I don't think so. But I just remember hearing the guys talk about it in school, about them like late nights, on that. But I was never on those party lines. But yeah.
You know something, this to all my guys out there in the crew. You know something, back in the day, we had to be some dogs. We had to be some G's back there, because you actually had to come up to a girl in the party or come up and you had to say something. You had to have some game. If okay, for the light skinned dudes, you pretty boys, okay, I know, but you pretty boys, y'all might hear a little bit, but you actually had to say something. Now, you hit somebody on Instagram, Facebook, send them a like, and they want to hook. You put some phony old pictures up with some.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot more different now than it was.
Yes, it is.
Back then. Yeah, a lot more different. Back then it was. It was. All right, my beautiful people. All right. So I guess nobody can relate to Mr. K on here. This is something different.
I think everybody just listens to our damn stories tonight.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Is that it? Is that it? Well, this is my birthday month. This is my birthday month. Yes. And we have some really cool guests coming towards the end of the month.
Right.
Yeah, end of the month. I believe is that the 17th? The 17th, we have a guest that's coming on. He is a former white right wing. And it's gonna be something different here, bringing something a little different here with politics. So I want y'all to be with your eyes and your ears open to this conversation, because it's probably be a lot of things that I would be learning myself here on there. And then we have another beautiful lady with us coming through spiritually on the 24th, I think it is.
The 24th.
Yeah, the 24th. The 24th. From that as well. Again, if you guys would love to share your story, you need some love, sex, or relationship advice, please email me at asknyomi@gmail.com. Yeah, asknyomi@gmail.com, as well as make sure you guys tune into my other podcast, the Season of Self-Love podcast. Right now, we are in the first week of our new series, The Act of Balancing, which is great. I had some amazing guests on for the past few days. Right now we're doing a challenge, a 21-day living in balance challenge, as well as I got a new ebook come out. I got to finish doing that as well with that one. But you guys need to check that out. Yeah, you go to my website, the Season of Self-Love podcast.com. As well as if you haven't subscribed to Ask Nyomi Bridget Kevin, even right here that you're listening, where I don't know exactly what you're listening to or seeing us or visualizing us, hit that like button, leave a review, share it, do all of those beautiful, beautiful things. So as we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, is there any last words that you need to say, Dog Pound Mike?
I'm all good. I done let some of my stories out. I might have people hunting me down since I'm out here on all these social media.
Well, you didn't say any names.
No, I didn't.
And ain't nobody never seen you.
You're right about that.
Mike is a very popular name.
If that's my real
that, right. Right, exactly. I'm like, you got Michael Jordan, you got Michael B. Jordan, you got Michael Jackson, you got Michael Frank, you got Michael Joseph. Yeah, I know they got the mics. There's a lot of mics out there, right? Don't nobody know you, boo. No. All right, my beautiful people. Again, I want to thank you for joining us today. I know that it's short. But yeah, I had to take some medication, so I got to go. So I will definitely see y'all next week. You guys have an amazing day. Have a good one.
Hey, it's the goddess Nyomi Banks, and I hope you enjoyed that last episode of Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap. And if you did, please like, subscribe, press that notification button, as well as comment. I'll see you next week. Keep it sexy.
Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap. This is where we talk about love, sex, relationships, cultural differences, and so much more.